Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? Hope everybody's doing well. How's everybody doing? Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you guys are watching from. But yeah, if you don't know who I am, my name is Steven. I am a online business coach, and I help 9 to 5 workers and gig workers learn the skills to be able to leave their 9 to 5 for good. You know, I was actually before I became a business coach, I was actually, a 9 to 5 worker just like you guys. I did gig work for 4 months as well, because I did a 9 to 5 work for 12 years, and I lost my job after 12 years. But then after that and doing gig work, a year and a half later, that's when I discovered this business that I have, where I work 2 hours a day from my cell phone from anywhere. So, now the title for this live stream is "Your Boss Owns Your Time. When will you take it back?" And that's my question for you guys. When you work for somebody else, your boss owns your time, and that's the truth. You know, and I'm gonna talk about 5 reasons for this. You know, when you work for somebody else, guess what? You get paid for the time that you're there, not based upon your results. See, when you work for yourself, you get paid based upon the effort that you put into your business. But when you work at somebody else's job or somebody else's business, guess what? You get paid for your time. If you're not there doing the work, you're not clocked in, you don't get paid. So, and the second one is the employment contract gives them authority over your schedule. So guess what? When you work for somebody else, your employer controls your schedule, and they really do. They set your schedule. You don't get to set your schedule, and that's a downside of working a 9 to 5 job. Employers control your schedule. That you have to follow the company's policies. You got to meet their time and their deadlines. And this is a formal agreement that gives your boss legitimate control over the chunks of your day. Let's see. Eternal Lily. Hello, Eternal Lily. How's it going tonight? Thank you for the like. And if you guys are new here, welcome. Again, I'm Steven. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, USA. I am an online business coach that helps other 9 to 5 workers, and as well as gig workers, people who do food deliveries and give people rides. I help them learn the skills to leave the 9 to 5 for good. And now I do this by selling digital products that are in the e-learning industry. And these digital products that are done for you. You don't even have to create them. I didn't even have to create them. So, and you are taught the skills step by step. Hi, Ghostface. How's it going? You see, I am talking about digital marketing and being your own boss. So, and that's what I'm talking about today. So, now, the fourth thing is financial dependence gives them leverage. So, guess what? You know, they have the power over your time, they have the power over your schedule, and also your boss has a power over your paycheck. And that's the truth. And again, if you don't go in and clock in and do the work, you don't get paid. Guess what? The stream of income, because most people who work a 9 to 5 job, guess what? Most people only have one stream of income. And I'm also guilty of that because I did a 9 to 5 for 12 years, and that was my only source of income. You know, the biggest mistake I could have ever made in my life, having one stream of income. Because guess what? What if something happens to your job? And then guess what? That income is gone. So it's important in this day and age in 2025 and in 2026 coming, it's important to have more than one stream of income. I have 5 streams of income, so, and you'll be taught the skill step by step. So, thank you. Thank you for the faces. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, yeah, people are just joining. I'm talking about digital marketing. I'm talking about learning the skills to be your own boss. Now, is it an overnight thing? No, it takes time. I'm not saying quit your job today. I'm not saying, quit doing DoorDash or Uber tomorrow, but this could be your way out if you're willing to learn the skills and invest in yourself. And yes, I did say the word investment because in any kind of business, you gotta if you want the education and want to learn the skills on how to be your own boss, you got to invest in yourself, and that's exactly what I did a year ago. So anyway, the fifth thing I want to talk about is the task and expectation expands when boundaries don't exist. See, the problem is when you work for somebody else, you don't set the limits. Your bosses set the limits. They do meeting requests and all that stuff and deadlines and guess what? And that's how they're able to get more hours out of you. They're able to suck more hours out of you. So, and that's the bad thing. These are the bad things about being your own boss. So now again, if everybody who just joined, let me know where you're watching from. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, USA. Now let me say this before I continue this live stream. If you're here just to sit and scroll and you're here for entertainment, this is not for you. This is not a place for entertainment. I'm here to educate people and give people value. You know, I'm looking for those who are tired of working a 9 to 5 job. Those who are tired of, putting strangers in the back of their vehicles, doing DoorDash or, doing Lyft or Uber, right? Putting wear and tear on your car, working your body to the bone, and you're sick and tired of it. Those are the people that I'm talking to. Yeah, look, if you like working a job, you like doing food deliveries, guess what? Hey, if you like it, I love it. This live stream ain't for you. Again, if you're just here for entertainment, you're here to kill time, if you're here for drama, this is not the live for you. There are plenty of other live streams here on YouTube where you can go get entertained and get drama and hear about the latest Sean Diddy Combs drama and all that good stuff. So this is not a place for that. But anyway, my goal here is to serve people and give people value. I'm here to help build future CEOs and future business owners. If that's you, hey, come on up here to the front. Everybody else, you can just scroll on. So, I'm here to help those to want to learn the skills to make money from their cell phone and to leave their 9 to 5 for good. So, if that's you, stay locked in, engage, and comment. Everybody else, y'all can scroll on. Now, let's be real here. Every single month we work hard, right? We get that paycheck, right? And before the weekend's even over with, it's gone, right? Make it make sense. We pay our rent, we pay our bills, we grab that Starbucks that we like in the morning sometimes. Maybe even order something off Amazon, right? Who in here? Who in this chat shops on Amazon? Put a 1 in the chat if you shop on Amazon. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't shop on Amazon. I mean, hey, I like Amazon too, but But here's what most people don't realize. When you shop on Amazon and you watch Netflix and all that stuff, you probably tell yourself, hey, I deserve this. And guess what? You do. You really do. And there's nothing wrong with treating yourself every once in a while. But here's what most people don't realize. All those things, that money, it's gone forever. And it never comes back. Every time you go to those places, you spend money at those places, you are basically funding somebody else's empire. And you really are. Like Netflix, Starbucks, Temu, Shein, and again, Amazon. Guess what? All those billion-dollar corporations, they're getting richer while you're barely struggling to survive. Make it make sense. Put a 1 in the chat if this is making sense to you, or if you can relate to that. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Now, imagine this for a second. What if you took that same 100 or 200 dollars you spend every month on things that disappear and put it towards something that can build your future. Something that can give you the time back that you've lost. Because guess what, you guys? The most valuable thing that we have on us, on our bodies, on our souls, is our time, and that's something that we can never get back. There's many ways online you can make money now. Everything is going digital. Just about everything, and technology is continuing to get more advanced even now. But again, there's many ways you can make money besides working a traditional 9 to 5 job. Where you go clock in and work for somebody else. There's many other ways now. There's many other ways to be able to work smarter and not harder. Instead of working a job where you have to use your physical body and do physical hard labor. And over a long period of time, and as the years go by, when you get older, it could cost you to have a lot of health problems. That's why you see a lot of senior citizens now that have a lot of health problems, because they did so much hard physical labor over the years of their life. But you don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be you. There is a way where you can learn the skills to make money from your phone, and that's what I'm here to talk about. And again, again, something that can give you time, and not just on the weekends, but time, getting your time back in general. Because here's the truth: wealth doesn't come from working harder. It comes from learning how to make your money work for you. You know, I used to be that person, you guys. I used to be that person. I worked retail for 12 years. I worked for Walmart for 12 years. Clocking in, clocking out, exhausted. And I thought the only way to make money was to work more hours, right? But then in May of 2022, I got a very rude awakening, because even though I hated that job, I was comfortable there because that's all I knew. Going out of high school, that's all I knew. I was told, hey, you have to get a job. We're all told to get a job, right? We're told to get a job, go to school, get good grades, graduate high school, go to college, accumulate student loan debt, then get a dead end 9 to 5 job. No, work for 40 plus years, and then retire, and then live a few years, and then pass away and go to your grave. No, it's a better way, you guys. It's a better way, and that's unfortunately, traditionally, for that old way of working our butts off. You know, that's a 100-year-old plus tradition. But now in 2025 and 26 going forward, people are breaking away from that tradition. People are breaking away from that. I mean, heck, you have you have teenagers and people in their 20s who are making thousands and even millions of dollars every single month, right here on YouTube, just playing video games, right? But yet you have adults 30 plus who are scared to start their own business. Because you know why? Because this was myself included. We're the older generation. We've been taught that we have to go to school, get good grades, right? Graduate high school, and then work a dead end job for somebody else for 40 plus years. And that's what we are taught. So that's the mindset that most of us have. But this younger generation is completely different. See, this younger generation is more willing to take risk. And that's what it's all about, getting out of your comfort zone and taking risks. So if a teenager or a 20-something-year-old can do this, why can't you? Why can't you, the 30 plus something year old, why can't you have your own business? And that's what I'm talking about now. But anyway, after 12 years of working for Walmart, in May of 2022, I got a very rude wake up call, and they fired me, right? I lost my job. I didn't have a backup plan or anything. And after that, I was struggling for a couple of months. And then I got into gig work. Gig work, doing food deliveries, giving people rides, And after doing that for 4 months, I was like, you know what? This is not for me. I don't want to do that. I knew there was something better out there. But my initial wake up call is, when I lost that job, because, I realized, you know what? I don't want to work for nobody else. I don't want to reapply to another job. It really gave me a wake up call. If they could do this to somebody who worked there for a very long time, and they could replace you within a week, there's a better way, you know. And I hate to say this, you guys, but you are replaceable at that 9 to 5 job that you're working at. If you're working these gig apps, they can deactivate you without any warning, because you're pretty much an employee. 9 to 5 gig apps, you're an employee. You are an employee. So, because the thing about gig work is, if you're not out there doing food deliveries, you're not out there giving rides, guess what? You're not making any money. Same, also, if your car breaks down for whatever reason, you're not able to go out there and work. So that messes up your income too. Again, that's why it's important to have more than one stream of income. So anyway, I did my online research for the next year and a half. And then in March of 2024, I was scrolling on TikTok, and like many of you guys do, I was just scrolling on there, wasting time. I didn't really think about it that day. And then I came across this older country gentleman. Excuse me. I came across this older country gentleman. He was talking about the 2-hour workday, working from your phone. And I paused and I stopped dead in my tracks. I'm like, what is he talking about? He's like, if you just lost your job recently, if you're sick and tired of being on a struggle bus, and hey, you can see, like, you can stay home just like me and work. You can work 2 hours a day from your phone. He's like, you don't even have to leave your house. And I was like, what? I stopped dead in my tracks. See, guys, I was watching this guy like you're watching me right now. I was watching him. But, at first I thought it was too good to be true. If you told me 3 years ago that I could make money online working from my cell phone 2 hours a day, if you would have told me that, I would have called you a bald-faced liar. I really would have. But it took me losing my job to give me a kick in the butt and a true wake up call that I need to be doing something better. Then I need to be working, because deep down, I knew I was meant for more, but I just didn't know how to do it. I was taught to work a 9 to 5 job just like most of you. You know. And yeah, so I for the next 5 days I was listening to him and I leaned in. And the funny thing is, I didn't even say anything. I didn't even say nothing. I was one of those quiet watchers. Just like you guys, just like you two people are watching me right now. You're quiet. You're not saying anything. I was a quiet watcher. Oh, somebody just left. Anyway, yeah, I was a quiet watcher. So I watched for 5 days. I never left a comment or anything. But on the fifth day, that's when I made my ultimate choice. It didn't take long, because some people sit on this for months or even up to a year. But it only took me 5 days, honey. Anyway, so on the fifth day, I was like, you know what? I'm scared, but I'm going to go ahead and do this, because I know deep down I didn't want to have to put in other job applications, right? I didn't want to have to keep doing Uber and DoorDash. So guess what? I took the little bit of money that I had and I invested in myself. And guess what? I didn't have the whole thing. So guess what? I did a payment plan. And I'm going to talk more about that in this live stream a little bit later. But anyway, yeah, I did a payment plan and I logged in and I plugged in. And it was on March 17th of 2024. And it was around 11 o'clock p.m. on a Friday evening that I invested in myself. So from there, I started to plug in and lock in. And then when I learned how to build, an online business working just 2 hours a day, that's when everything started to change. And you guys, it was a slow process. It wasn't an overnight thing, because this stuff right here I'm talking about, it takes a skill to learn. You have to learn these skills. It's no different than you learning how to ride a bike, right? Or learning how to walk, or even learning how to crawl as a baby. Guess what? You had to learn those things, right? You had to learn those things. It's no different than wiping your butt when you go to the bathroom, right? Look, I'm talking to adults here. We're all adults here, and I'm talking to adults. You know, you had to learn how to wipe your butt, right? To make it make sense. You didn't always know how to wipe your butt. Look, make it make sense. You know, we had to learn these things. So anyway, that's when things start to change. So if guys, if you're new here, if you're watching, be sure to follow along with me. Subscribe to this channel, and I really appreciate it. I go live 6 days a week, and I am off on Sundays. So you can hang out with me around this same time, and this is what I'll be talking about. I also do short videos as well, talking about the business that I have. So, and you know, you can join right along with me. If you don't know more about this business opportunity that I'm talking about, you want to see exactly what I do, go to this pinned comment down here in the chat. It'll say legacywithsteven.com. You'll click on that link and you'll put in your short details and you'll be connected with me. And you'll also get a free copy of the blueprint that I have in the first email. All right. Anyway, so yeah. And so yeah, from there, you guys, things start to change. So, but you know what's crazy though? Most people spend more money on one weekend than it would take to start their own online business, right? You know, but they don't think twice about Starbucks or Netflix, Amazon, or eating out, you know, every week, right? You know, $5 coffee here, $12 to $15 lunch there, right? $50 to $200 to eat out at dinner, like the favorite restaurant, Cheesecake Factory, Carrabba's, Red Lobster, you know, those kind of places, right? Hey, make it make sense. You know, even most people, they wouldn't even hesitate to spend $100 to $300 on concert tickets to go see their favorite singers like Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, Usher, you know, Katy Perry, Dolly Parton, right? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You know? And guess what? You will take those concerts into, especially, see, and the funny thing is, you could put everything, on a payment plan these days, including concert tickets, even grocery shopping. Guess what? You can use Affirm and Afterpay and Klarna. You can go to the grocery store and put that stuff on payment plans. Guess what? People even put concert tickets on payment plans these days, right? You know, you can put everything on a payment plan. So guess what? And you put those concert tickets on a payment plan for a one-time event that happens one time, right? You go to that concert and you'll be screaming at the top of your lungs and all that good stuff. You'll scream at the top of your lungs for somebody that you'll only see one time in your life. And the chances of actually going to shake their hand, very, very slim to none, because security is very tight, right? Make it make sense. And the thing is, now I'm not saying everybody's broke, but most of you, you're not broke. You're just funding everybody else's dreams. Every time you buy those concert tickets, guess what, you guys? You're building that singer's empire. You're building their wealth even more. You're not only setting up their futures, you're setting up their children's futures, their grandchildren's futures, and their great great grandchildren's futures. My question to you is, what about your children's future? What about your grandchildren's future, right? What about your children's and grandchildren's college fund? Come on now, make it make sense. Now I know some of you that are watching, I know maybe not all of you have children, but some of you do. No, what about their future? Are you building something for their future? And that's something that you really have to think about. Again, you guys, I'm not here for entertainment. I'm not here for entertainment. You know, I'm here to educate you and give you value. And that's what I'm here for. So if you're looking for entertainment and all that stuff, you can go on to the next live. You can go on to the next live stream. There are plenty of other live streams here on YouTube where they're talking about the latest P. Diddy drama and all that good stuff. And, you know, all the stuff about the government and everything. You know, hear all about that drama. There's plenty of other places you can go and listen to that stuff. But I'm here to educate people, give people value. I'm looking for I'm looking to help build future CEOs and future business owners, right? Make it make sense. So if that's you, let's plug in and let's lock in. Now, you have to ask yourself this question. What would happen if I invested that same money into me? Because let's be real, Netflix isn't going to give you passive income. Starbucks isn't going to pay your rent or your mortgage. Amazon isn't going to retire you, right? But the skills you built for yourself, those will feed you for life. Now, let me ask you guys this question. I want you to ask yourself this question. What if you were to lose your cell phone? And guess what? We all have a cell phone, including myself and including you. The one that the very cell phone that you're holding in your hand that you're watching this live stream with. What if you were to lose that cell phone, or, goodness forbid, it got damaged somehow or broken? You would literally go into panic mode, right? Right? You'd be racing somewhere down to the store or going on Amazon or somewhere and pulling out your debit card and grabbing that brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max, right? Without even thinking twice. You would even put it on a payment plan with no hesitation, because guess what? You need that cell phone of yours. You rely on it every single day, right? But here's the part that blows my mind. The business I'm talking about right now, the same business, the same one that changed my life, it costs less than that cell phone you'd gladly go and finance. And the difference, that new iPhone 17 Pro Max, it will cost you every single month. Make it make sense. It can make you money from that same phone you're already using. Now, let's make something very clear here. I want to make something very clear here. I am not here trying to sell you anything. I am not begging anybody for anything. What I am doing is offering you an opportunity. I'm here to give you value. Now, what you do with this information and value, that's up to you. I'm just a messenger. And again, what you do with this message, that's up to you. And you know what? I get it, you guys. I get it when people scroll away the moment I say the word investment. When I say that word, people take off. But you know what? For years, but I get it though, because for years I was the exact same way. I was taught to be a consumer, just like you guys. I was taught to be a consumer, not an investor. Most 9 to 5 workers are, and we're trained to spend money, not to multiply it. We're taught how to make money just enough to pay bills, pay taxes, put gas in the car, right? Get groceries, and to do it all over again the next week. But nobody has ever teaches us, including in school, they never teach us how to make our money work for us. We've been told that the safest thing to do is to get a job, stay loyal, depend on that paycheck, right? Come on now, make it make sense. But we've seen what guess what, you guys? We've seen what's been happening in the news. Layoffs everywhere. Even Amazon, after 30 years in business, has laid off, I think, either 14 or 30,000 employees, which is crazy. And UPS has laid off people. Even government jobs have been cut. So the real danger isn't investing, you guys. It's not investing in a business. The real danger is staying a consumer for the rest of your life, watching everybody else around you take that risk, while you trade your freedom for a false sense of security. Make it make sense. And that's why I share what I share, not to sell you something, but to help you wake up that fact that you have the power to shift from being a consumer to becoming a creator of something that you own, where you own your own income. And the sad thing is, the majority of people out here in society will never ever invest in themselves, because they think that this or any other type of business is a scam. Because society has taught us to believe that having an online business is a scam, or having any kind of business is a scam. And that's why you only see a handful of people out here who are successful business owners, rather it be a brick and mortar business or a online business. Because you know why? Because these handful of individuals got out of their comfort zone and took that risk, a calculated risk, and that's why they are successful right now. Even those singers that you'll gladly go to those concerts, guess what? At one time, see, they weren't always famous. They took a risk. They were scared, but guess what? They did it. They did what majority of people out here were never willing to do. And that's why they're famous right now. So if you want to be successful, you guys, you gotta be willing to take a risk. You gotta be willing to get out of your comfort zone. Fear will keep you broke. Fear will keep you broke, busted, and disgusted, and it will. So if you don't want to stay broke for the rest of your life, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. Now, again, success doesn't happen overnight. It takes a skill to learn, and it takes time to do. Now, I'm not saying you know, it is possible that you could get a customer overnight with this business that I'm going to show you. It's possible. It has happened. People have done it. But for most, it takes time. But the thing is then you have to take that first step and invest in yourself. You have to take that step and get out of your comfort zone. And you have to be consistent and be willing to learn the skills. An opportunity where you can invest in yourself one time, and guess what? You don't have to put anything down today. And you can learn the skills step by step with this beginner-friendly business where you can make reoccurring income in your sleep, right? And the point I'm trying to make here is a 9-to-5 job will never, ever make you rich. It is designed to pay you just enough so you have to come back and slave away and trade more time for another 2 weeks before getting paid again. Make it make sense. Now, the business I'm going to be talking about is a Legacy Builders program. And inside, you'll find real high value digital products, 4 digital products that you can promote. But, it's really up to you, though. You can promote 1, 2, 3, or 4 digital products. And these are education digital products that are in the e-learning industry. The e-learning industry is set to be at $1.5 trillion by 2030. And we're fixing to go into 2026. So 2030 is not that far away. It is not that far away. So before I show you this product, if you are new here, I invite you to join our family here and subscribe to the channel. I do live streams 6 days a week, and I take Sundays off. So I haven't made an initial schedule yet. I need to take a minute to make an initial schedule, and I'll put that on my in the channel's description. So, but anyway, I also do 3 pieces of content. So, and you can see those in my shorts. So, and also my long form content. And those explain more about the business that I do. So, and guess what, you guys? You can do the exact same thing. You just have to get out of that comfort zone of yours. See, that comfort zone will cause you to stay stuck where you are. And there is no success in the comfort zone at all. I'm just being honest with you. So let me show you the digital products that we're talking about. So if you're interested in learning more about what I have, definitely click this link in my pinned comments, legacywithsteven.com. You'll go to this page. I'm going to show you the page. So this is the link that you're going to click in your pinned comments right here. You'll put in your first name and email. You'll see this page. Now it'll be slightly, the layout will be slightly different on your mobile device, but it's still this exact same thing. This is just a desktop laptop version. But anyway, you'll put in your first name and your email right there, and then you'll click this button, and then you'll be connected with me. You'll also get a free copy of the free copy version of the blueprint in your first email from me. And you're going to see 2 videos. You're going to see 2 videos. You'll see this video right here. This is my mentor, Mrs. Michelle O'Neill. She's a grandma of 5 and a mother of 6. And she has made $10 million doing this business since September of 2022. So yeah, she is the creator of this program. But guess what, you guys? When you get this program, You'll have the master resale rights where you make 100% profit that goes straight to you. With affiliate marketing, with affiliate and network marketing, she actually used to do network marketing. So that's why she has the experience that she has. But she did network marketing before this. And you know what? Every time she got paid, her bosses always made the money. And she got sick and tired of that. So she decided in September 2022 to pivot away from that. And that's when she became, our mentor like she is now. So but again, you guys, she's made over $10 million doing this now. And now she's teaching us. She teaches us the strategies every day on how to be our own boss and work for ourselves. But again, you want to be successful in this business, you have to be coachable. Well, you also have to be willing to invest in yourself, and you have to show up to your business every single day. People do business with people who show up. People do business with people who they know, like, and trust. And if you want people to know who you are and the products that you sell, you have to put yourself out there, you know? But anyway, so this is the first video that you'll see. All right, and this is my main website, and the second video will be on this website. And this will be the second video that you'll see. So after this, you just scroll down, check out the website. And you could also become a certified licensed master reseller. And we have, we got, we got training in that in the modules where you can take a test to become certified. All right, and then on this website, here are testimonials, many testimonials. Here's my picture. You can customize your pictures and that kind of stuff. You can, just like an autobiography area. It's mostly done. It's basically done for you, this website. But you can add your own pictures in your own autobiography, so you can make it customizable to you and your brand. So you're here to brand yourself. So you'll be able to brand yourself. Now, I do want to go over this before I continue. Now, I want to explain why this program would be perfect for you. You want to make extra income. Excuse me, guys. All right, you want to make extra income from home, but don't know where to start. Your 9 to 5 doesn't pay you provide financial security, and you're looking for a better way. You want to work from anywhere using your phone or laptop. Retirement is around the corner, and you need a reliable income stream. You're a busy parent or looking for a flexible, family-friendly business. You're tired of opportunities by struggling to get the real results. You want a step-by-step system that takes the guesswork out of online businesses. Okay, so I'm going to explain who this is not for. Sorry, but not for you. People who expect results without effort. If you're looking for an overnight success without effort, this program isn't for you. Legacy building requires consistent strategy and long-term thinking. If you're looking for a guarantee without doing the work or putting in the effort, this isn't for you. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Those who are unwilling to take action. If you prefer to consume information without implementing it, this isn't a fit. This program is designed for action takers who apply what they learn. People who don't want to be on video or create content. Content marketing is a core part of the system. If you refuse to create videos, share ideas, or build brands, you will struggle with the approach. Those who aren't coachable. If you're not open to feedback, following the proven system, watch the videos or make adjustments based upon the guidance, expert guidance, you won't get the full value of the program. People who want someone else to do all the work for them. This isn't a done-for-you service. You'll get training, tools, and support, but you need to put the work in to build and grow your online business. So you got to be willing to put the work in, you guys. The thing is, you go out, you go to that job, you go to somebody's job and punch a time clock, right? You're putting in all that hard, blood, sweat, and tears work for them, right? But guess what? It's for their benefit, not for yours. Why not put in some work that's going to be for your benefit and for your family's benefit? Make it make sense. So, yeah, people, people who lack the basic tech skills and aren't willing to learn. While the program is simple and beginner friendly, if you refuse to learn basic online business tools, it will be difficult to implement the strategies. Anyone who isn't willing to invest in their business or themselves. Building a profitable online business requires some level of investment, whether it's in tools, marketing, or ongoing education. If you're unwilling to invest in yourself, you may not be ready for this. So, if you're not ready to learn the skills, you're not ready to take that leap of faith, you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't do this. Just save your money. Now, again, you guys, what I'm talking about here, this is no pressure. I'm just here to give you value. I'm the messenger. What you do with this or not, that's up to you. You just look through this very carefully if you're interested, and there's no pressure, and then you can decide for yourself if this is something that you want to do or not. Okay? Okay, so these are the 4 programs that I have here. And they're digital products, you guys. You can't feel it or touch it or anything. They're digital. And guess what? These products never run out of stock. Now this one right here is a launch pad. It's $100. You could resell this one and this one. I mean, no, excuse me. No, you could only resell this one, the launch pad, $100. So if you can have a business for $100. $100 a day, $100 a day. That's $36,000 a year right there. Now, $36,000 a year, that's not life changing money, but it's definitely enough money to pay an extra bill or even take a vacation or, just take care of some things. So, yeah, you can only sell this product though with a $100 investment. If you invest in this one, the $300 passive daily pay blueprint, um, you'll have the master resale rights to both digital products. And do you guys know what master resale rights are? Put a 1 in the chat or 1 in the comments if you know what master resale rights are. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't know what master resale rights are. Master resale rights is when you can resell the product over and over and over again, and it never runs out of stock. So you will have the master resale rights to each one, which depending on which one you decide to invest in. But again, that's entirely up to you. So with this one right here is a $300 product. You would have the master resale rights to 2 digital products, this one and this one. And this one would be $300 a day. That's $109,000 a year. How would that change your life? Make it make sense. But you'll only have the master resale rights to these 2. You will not be able to sell these other 2 because they will not be on your. Depending on which one you decide to go with, that's the one that's going to be on your website. Or those are the ones that's going to be on your website. Now, this one is a $600 digital mastery. 600 digital mastery. You would have that would give you the master resale rights to 3 digital products. 3 digital products. And you can make $600 a day with this one, but you would have to invest $600. So you have the master resale rights to these 3 products, but you will not have the master resale rights to this one. This one's a $900 product. All right. And this $900 will give you master resale rights to all 4 digital products. And this is $900 a day. Just imagine, $900 a day. That is $6,300 a week, right? $328,000 a year. How would this change your life? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Now, me, am I making $328,000 a year? No, no, not by any means, not even close. But however, I am learning the skills to get there, and I'm here to let you know that you can do the same thing. But you just have to get out of your a fear of investing in yourself and trying something different and doing something different. And let me tell you something, you guys. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to be your own rescuer. All right. Guess what? Nobody came after I lost my job in 2022. Nobody came to save me. I had to be my own rescuer. So guess what? I was scared, but I took that leap of faith and I invested. So, and you know what, you guys? We do offer payment plans, and I'm going to show that to you. All right, so this is the $900 digital product. Again, you have payment plan options. They do offer payment plan options. You could do pay later with PayPal, right? You can do 4 installments, right? You don't even have to. You may have to pay something up front. PayPal, I'm not exactly sure, but with Stripe, with this one, you don't have to. You don't have to put anything down today with this one, right? Zero down, and you can use Klarna or Afterpay. Klarna or Afterpay. And I'm going to show you the ones with the Klarna. Because this is the one that I used when I first invested in myself. You can have a business for as low as $55 for under $56 a month. You can't beat that. You can't be, and guess what? Zero down today. Now I'm going to show you this $100 launch pad. Now this is the one I talked about where you can make $100 a day. I'm going to show this to you. You can have a business, an online business, for as low as under $18 a month. And guess what? You don't have to put anything down today. Now, if you can't afford something under $18 a month, I don't know what to tell you. You might as well just, this ain't for you. You really have to come into this with the mindset of being a business owner. Because guess what, you guys? Business owners, they invest. And guess what? You would have, and this is business education. And guess what? You have people who will pay up to $50,000 or $75,000 for this same kind of education that I'm talking to you about. But you're not going to pay that here. The lowest you can pay is $100 for a business. You can have your own online business, and you can learn the skills to be your own boss. And guess what? You can learn as you earn. But you know why people spend up to $50,000 or $75,000? You know why? Because they want the education. They want it bad enough. And they're willing to do it. You want your life to change, you have to want it bad enough. Guess what? You want to go to that concert bad enough, and you pull out your card to do that, right? You want that brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max bad enough, right? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You want to get that new dress off of Shein, right? Or get that dress on sale at JCPenney's, right? Make it make sense. You want it bad enough, you're gonna do whatever you have to do to get those dresses, right? You want to go get your nails done at the nail salon by the Asians bad enough, right? But I'm not. This ain't ain't nothing to do with that, But just saying, in general, you want to go get your nails done, right? Guess what? It takes money to get your hair and those nails done, because you want it bad enough, right? You want it bad enough. But anyway, you want something bad enough, you're gonna find a way to do it. I mean, hey, if you want to, you can always, now, even though you can put zero down today with what I'm talking about right here, zero down today with $100, or, zero down today. Let me show you the other one. Zero down today with a $900. You will have to pay a $39 website fee. I'm going to show that to you. You will have to pay a $39 website fee. And what that's going to, you're going to have instant access to that, because you're going to get instant access to your website, your back office, which is your automated system. You'll also get access to your e-learning training platform modules. You're going to get a whole lot of modules. And they're, guess what? And they are constantly updated. They're constantly being updated. And you'll also get access to a supportive community of full of business entrepreneurs who will, you know, you'll teach you, coach you, and you know, cheer you along the way. And you will get we'll get daily videos from our mentor, Miss Michelle O'Neill. You're going to get 4 values for a $39 website fee. Now you'll also need a for your website. You will need a professional you'll need a professional email domain and a website domain for your website. And those are very cheap, you guys. You know, me personally, I paid $11.12 for my website. You know, legacywithsteven.com. And you would get those, the domains I'm talking about, you would get those from GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy.com. That's where you'll get those from. And again, I paid $11.12 for my website domain and $23.99 for my professional email domain. So those are very reasonable. And for the professional email domain, it's like what, $95 a year, 1 year. So you'll have plenty of time to come up with $95 in a 1 year span. And of course, you know, as far as my website domain, legacywithsteven.com, it's $11.12 a year. So, you know, you can't beat that at all. You really can't. But the thing is, how bad do you want it? Do you want to change? You have to make the change. Again, nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody is coming to save you. And you know, I'm not saying this stuff to sell you anything, but I'm letting you know, if you're tired of doing DoorDash, you're tired of giving people rides in your car doing Uber and Lyft, right? You know, you're tired of working that 9 to 5 job where that boss is yelling and screaming at you and getting on your nerves, and they're working you to the bone. There is a way out of that. There is a way to live smarter instead of working harder. But if you want to make a change, you have to make a change. Again, nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to be the change. If you want change, you have to want it bad enough to do it. Make it make sense. So, you know, with what I'm talking about, you can start a business today for, you know, now it may be a little bit more. Now, when I started, it was $74 and some change. Yours could be a little bit more or it could be a little bit less depending on the price of your website domain and your professional email domain, because prices do vary depending on the names that you choose for them. But it's actually very reasonable though. Very, very reasonable. You talking about, well, Steven, I don't have $74. I don't have $85. Well, you can always ask somebody to come up with it. When you really want something bad enough, you will make a way to get it. For example, we have somebody in our community. Her name is Victoria, but she actually, you know, she was struggling. She was really, really struggling, and really struggling. I'm gonna show you the digital growth community. But anyway, but yeah, she was really struggling. But anyhow, yeah, she was struggling, you guys, and you know, she's just trying to figure out how to wait. She knows she's a mom to 2 boys with special needs, and her husband's in the military. So but anyway, but you know, she was struggling so bad, and she was just praying to God, you know, just to find a way out of that situation. But guess what? She was scrolling, I think she was scrolling on Facebook, and she came across somebody talking about the 2-hour workday, or you work from your cell phone. The same person that's in this digital growth community as me. And you see, I'm right in this community. You see my face picture right there. Yeah, I'm right in this community. But yeah, but anyway, guess what? She didn't have the money to start the business. But guess what she did? She wanted it bad enough. So guess what she did? She babysat for a few weeks, and she cleaned a few people's houses, and she sold some things at a yard sale. So guess what? She came up with the money to invest in herself. See, you guys, when you really want something bad enough, you're gonna find a way to do it. And that was her way of being able to do it. She babysat, she cleaned people's houses, and she did a yard sale. But she found a way to come up with that little bit of money. But guess what? She also did the payment plan too. But as far as the website fee and that stuff, guess what? She did a few little side hustles. But guess what? She did what she had to do, because guess what? She wanted this bad enough. Like I said, you guys, when you want something bad enough, you're gonna find a way to do it. But hey, you don't even have to do like what Victoria did. You can, if you have that significant other that you're laying up with every single night or every day, ask him like, hey babe, I want to start a business. Is there any way you can loan me like $74 or something like that? I really want to start this business, and the guy said that I can put, you know, I could put, I don't have to put anything down for my main program, my main business program. I just need to be able to pay for the website fee and a professional email domain and website domain. Ask that significant other, or ask a family member or somebody for, ask them if you can borrow some money. Especially that significant other, especially if he laying up with you every night. If that guy cannot help you invest in yourself, invest in each other, then maybe you don't need that guy. He's a distraction. If he's not helping to invest in you and help y'all to become successful, look, that guy you're with, he's either an asset or a distraction. Make it make sense. Look, I'm talking to adults here. I'm not talking to kids. I'm talking to adults. And the funny thing is, there are young people that are teenagers in their early 20s and stuff who are making thousands and millions off of an online business every single week, just by playing video games or making video games. But you have people 30 plus who are scared to invest in themselves and have a business. Make it make sense now. Make it make sense. All right, you guys. So I want to show you our community here. This is the community that I'm a part of. You only get access to this community if you invest in yourself in one of the programs that we have. So again, this is our mentor right here. Her name is Michelle O'Neill. She's a grandmother of 5 and a mother to 6, and she is the creator of the program. But she gives us videos every single day, encouragement. We have a community full of people that will support you through your journey. And I'm a part of a community of 57,300 people. Now, when I first joined this program back in 2024, it was only 11,000 people in here, but it has grown to 57,000. Okay, so I want to show you some wins. I want to show you some. Let's see. $900. Super grateful. Awesome. Made my first sale. Praise the Lord. Awesome. And guess what, you guys? She's like, excuse me. I've been dreaming of the day when I would post in this community after 11 long months. And I finally made my first sale. That's awesome. That is awesome. 11 months of being consistent. Wow. Another $1,400 day. Wow. Okay. Another $900 sign up. A big shout out to Dora Wilson. Awesome. And there's a lot of, it's not just monetary, guys. There's a lot of great wins. She's like, a website is up, and guess what? She just joined 12 hours ago. She just joined our community. A website, and guess what? Just less than 24 hours ago, she was sitting here on the sidelines, just like you guys are. But guess what? She decided to bet on herself. Christina decided to invest in herself because she got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and she was ready for a change. She says her website is up for 5 days and have 6 leads. That's awesome. 6 leads. And that's what you're going to get when you first start. You're going to have leads. See, and then your leads in your automated system, they will eventually become your customers. Unexpected $300 sale today. That's awesome. Ding, ding, ding. Awesome. You got three sales back to back. Awesome. Another $900 sale and another family's life about to change. Awesome. And again, you guys, you can promote this business on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, or TikTok. So, but me personally, I promote this on YouTube now. So I was promoting on TikTok, but I'm like, you know what? I actually recently decided to pivot completely over here to YouTube, even though I was posting consistently over here and on TikTok. But you know, more people are action takers over here on YouTube. So a $1,400 day, more than I made 2 weeks with my overtime at my 9 to 5. Never give up. Awesome. $900 while cooking dinner. Awesome. From Facebook to post 1400 bundle pack. So someone purchased from her from Facebook. First $1,400 sale. Awesome. And guess what? Reason why people are being so successful, because guess what? They're coachable, they're committed, and they're consistent with their business, and they show up for themselves every day to their business. You got to be consistent in this business to get these results. All right. This person opened up their YouTube account just like I did. We got a lot of wins in our community, guys. Lots of wins. $1,400 day, literally while I was sleeping. Awesome. Spa day blessing, 1900 and Sunday graduate. Awesome. And we have a lot of wealthy people that has gotten very wealthy in this business in South Africa. We got a lot of millionaires in South Africa from this business program. You know, a whole lot. So, first YouTube video. Awesome. Lots of wins, you guys. Lots of wins. And there's so many of them. I just wanted to show you a few of them today. Uh, 21 months and over 500K earned. Wow, that's amazing. That's a half year. This person, Daryl Hannah, he has earned $500,000 just from this program. Now, let me tell you a little story about Daryl Hannah. But you know, he was a welder for 14 years at this company, just like I was a retail worker for Walmart for 12 years. He was a welder for 14 years, and just like me, he lost his job. And it was in January of 2024 when he joined. But guess what? He has earned over $500,000 with this business, just working 2 hours a day from the cell phone. The same cell phone that I'm talking to you on, and the same cell phone that you're holding in your hand looking at this live stream with. Anybody can do this. And guess what, you guys? We're no better than you are. We are no different than you are. But we're just ordinary people who either lost their job or who got burned out, busted, and disgusted at their 9 to 5, and they're ready for a change. And that's why we're here. And this is why I'm here to tell you that you can do this too. If we can do this, you can do this. Okay? But if you want to learn more about this business that I'm talking about, what you would do, you can tap on my face, either up here or down here, or in the pinned chats right here, and the pinned comments on this live stream, you could tap on legacywithsteven.com. This is gonna take you to this page. It's gonna take you to this page, right? You'll put in your first name and email. You click this, yes, send me the blueprint. You'll get a free blueprint copy in your first email from me. And look over the website carefully. There is no rush. There's no pressure. You take your time and look at it. You at least owe it to yourself to check it out. You can check this thing out completely for free. But when you do decide to make that pivot, then yes, it will require a one-time investment. And again, we have payment plans. I just showed you that. We got payment plans. And you can start with zero down today. All you have to do is pay today. All you have to do is pay today is your $39 website fee, which covers your website, your back office, which is your automated system. That is also going to cover your e-learning training module platform, and you'll get access to our digital growth community, 57,000 people full of business entrepreneurs, and you're getting a whole lot of value here. That's like what? It's like a $5,000 value, right? And people pay $5 to $50,000 or even $75,000 for the same education that you'll be getting in this program business. And guess what, you guys? You can be your own boss, because guess what? You can earn as you learn. Now, is this an overnight thing? No, it's not an overnight thing. Now, for me to get, now as far as me, it took me about a month and a half to get my first customer. But guess what? I did it. And then when I got my second customer, I knew this thing worked. So, and again, do I make it every single day? No. But guess what, you guys? I am on my way to learning the skills to get there. And you can have the exact same thing that I have. I'm just an ordinary person that lives in Jacksonville, Florida, who lost his job after 12 years of working retail, who did gig work for 4 months. Guess what, you guys? I was there where you are. I was right there where you are. You probably looking at this and you lost your job too. Guess what? I can really relate with you, because I did. If you would have told me a few years back that this something like this kind of business would exist, I would have called you a liar, because I also thought it was too good to be true. But I'm here to tell you guys there is a way out of it. There is a way out. All right. Well, I'm fixing to close this live stream out, but I do want to leave you with this. But if you want to check out my website, we'll go to my website. You'll put in your first name and email, and then you can connect with me. And another thing is, you guys, you not only have access to the website, and you'll also get 30 sets of emails from me, but guess what? In each of those emails, you will automatically get my phone number. You will have my phone number. You can call me or text me with any questions that you have, or you can email me directly, and I will reapply to you. Absolutely. I'm here to help you be successful. You know, anybody can do this. Anyone can do this. I want to see you. I want to see you get off that struggle bus. I want to see you get out of that 9 to 5. I want to see you to be able to, get away from that gig work. Because guess what? All of those, they're just, both of those together, they're just big rat races. And guess what? You're going nowhere fast. Now, look, I'm not shouting down 9 to 5s. If you like working at 9 to 5, go ahead and keep doing it. If you like putting strangers in your car, putting people up and down, taking people up and down these highways and streets. If you like going up 3 and 4 flights of stairs, delivering people's lunches and dinners and grocery deliveries, hey, if you like it, I love it. This live stream is not for you. This opportunity is not for you. You can just scroll away, and you can keep working for someone else if that's what you like to do. But I'm talking to the people. I'm talking to my people here who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, who's crying themselves to sleep every night, who has high blood pressure and all that stuff from doing all this physical labor. Those are the people that I'm talking to. You deserve to work smarter and not harder, and there's a way out. And some of you have been praying for a way out. And guess what? This is your answer. But see, when people see stuff like this, they automatically associate it with a scam or a pyramid scheme. Like I said, if you would have told me this a few years back, I would have called you a bald-faced liar. Because for many, many years, I also thought this was too good to be true. But it took me losing my job in May of 2022 for me to get my full initial wake-up call. So, you working that job you don't like is optional. It's completely optional. But you don't have to do it. I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to let you know that there is a way out. There is a way out of that job if you want a way out of it. But you got to get past the fear of doing something different. Many people spend the rest of their lives staying until the day they die. They stay where they are because they're scared to do something different. I'm a lot more scared to go back to another 9 to 5 or apply at other 9 to 5s because I've been there. I've done it. And I don't ever want to do that again. So for me, as far as for me, quitting is not an option. It is not an option. I'm not going to quit, and neither should you. But anyway, I'm fixing to leave you guys, but I want to go ahead and end the live stream with. I want to leave you with this before I go. You know, we weren't. I wasn't, and you weren't. We weren't put on this earth just to pay bills and die, right? We were meant to create something, to build something, to leave a legacy. Because guess what, you guys? With an online business or any kind of business, you could leave that to your family. You can leave a business to your family and friends. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot leave a legacy working a job. You cannot. There's just no way. Because the day you leave that job or the day you pass away or whatever, guess what? The income, that one income source that you had with that job, it's going to go right out the door right along with that job. It's going to go away right along with it. So again, you can't leave a legacy working a job. If you pass away and you're working a job right now, only thing you're going to leave is the memories, and your kids, they'll just remember you always working for somebody. And that's what they're going to remember you by. But if you have a business of your own, you can leave that to them. You can leave it to them. Your business can outlive you. And that's what I'm trying to say here. Your business can outlive you. But every dollar you spend can either make you comfortable or make you free. But guess what? You decide which one is going to be. If you haven't already gone to my link yet, definitely jump into this, because the action takers are the money makers. I'm ready to work with you personally, help you start your online business and show you the same steps that changed my life. And here's what you're going to get when you join through me: free access to our supportive community, live mentors, daily and weekly mentor videos, pre-built website and automation. You could do a faceless brand mastery. Guess what? You never have to show your face in this business if you don't want to. You don't even have to talk if you don't want to. And guess what? We're going to teach you the strategies on how to do that. You're going to be shown the strategy step by step on how to do that. Because we got some people in this business right now who's made 6 and 7 figures doing it faceless. Yes, they have, and it's possible. So you don't ever have to show your face in this business if you don't want to. Never. Effortless automation. You'll get a daily passive income system, a reoccurring revenue strategy, a email list explosion, a social media monetization. And I want to see, I'm actually monetized on one of my social media platforms. I actually have another YouTube channel where I do mobile manufactured and mobile home tours. I'm actually monetized on that one. But yeah, so I have 5 income streams. But yeah, you can get monetized on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, even here on YouTube. And we'll show you how to do that. Again, you guys, this business is beginner friendly. You don't have to know anything coming into this. Nothing. 5.4 billion people worldwide use social media every single day. Less than 1% is in digital marketing. So again, the whole world is your customer base. Now, I ain't here to give you no motivational speech. This is activation. Let's build something real. And guess what, you guys? To start this business, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to wait for the perfect time. Guess what? It's never the perfect time to start a business, and it never will be. If you wait for the perfect time, you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. Let's just be real. It's never going to be the perfect time. And you don't have to be great to get started. Just go ahead and get started. Hello? Go ahead and get started. And then you can work towards being great later. Now, before I end this live stream, before I go, I want to leave you with something to think about. Before you clock into work today or tomorrow, before you get into that car and do your gig work, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Instacart, etc., I want you to think about this. Every time you put a stranger into your car, every time you pick up groceries or someone's lunch or somebody's dinner and go and carry these things up 4 and 5 flights of stairs or 3 flights of stairs and drop it off at their house or apartment, when a customer talks down to you or curses you out because you were late with their food or their order was messed up, or when you've got a pissed off stranger in the back seat of your ride because you were late picking them up, or you got lost with directions. When you're out there tired and frustrated, waiting for that next ping on your phone for another ride or a pickup restaurant order, when your boss yells at you at your regular 9 to 5 job, I want you to ask yourself this question. Is this really what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? In a year from now, in a year after that, in the year after that, and the year after that? Because here's the truth: you cannot build an empire for yourself if you're spending it every single day helping somebody else to build theirs. The hours you spend driving around and clocking in could be the same hours learning a skill that pays you in your sleep. Every time you say, well, I don't have time, I don't have the money, what you're really saying is, I'm okay with being stuck where I'm at. And I know deep down inside, you're not okay with being stuck. What you're also saying is that you haven't made your future, your life important enough yet. That's why you're here on this live stream tonight. And guess what? When something is truly important to you, when something is truly important to us, guess what? No matter what it is, we make time for it. No matter the sacrifice, no matter the situation. You want more. You just don't know how to yet. And that's exactly what I'm here to show you. So the next time you're out there doing deliveries or your boss is getting on your nerves, I want these words to echo in your head. You deserve better. You deserve change. But change only starts when you put your foot down and finally say, enough is enough. Guess what? Legacy starts with a choice. Your choice. And tonight just might be the night or day that you might make it.